Okay, I've got about a half hour to kill before a morning meeting, and so I thought I would just do a quick scouting mission at Sspopiikimi, my local pond, the place where I've done most of my phenological studies. I haven't been to the pond for a couple of weeks at least, and I want to see what the condition of things are. I'm particularly interested in whether there are any widgeons on the Old Man River here, but I also want to check the distance around the pond and look at what else is going on. I can hear right now, just on my walk in, at least 3 male flickers. So definitely the male flickers are back and claiming their territories, and probably will be jousting soon if they haven't already started. The pond itself is still frozen over. Which is not surprising. Most of the still water in the city is still frozen over. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to do a quick round while I got the time to kill. Yeah, I know you can't see this well, if at all, because I didn't bring my camera with the zoom lens, but there are families of geese out on the wide south end of the pond, the wide south pool, and I've seen 3 goose couples take off out of this bunch and go up onto the golf greens to feed. This is really typical behavior for this moon, Sspopiikimi, where the geese are starting to hang out on the wide south pool, even though there's no open water yet, because they do want to already start kind of claiming and defending the best islands for nesting for this year. And the nesting is going to be coming up really soon. We have maybe less than a week left of this moon, and then we're entering into Sspopiikimi, and when we get to the full moon of Sspopiikimi, about 2 weeks in, there should be some eggs. So this is not surprising that there's geese here on the wide south pool, even though it's frozen up, getting ready for the nesting season. Yeah, for as well as I can with this video recorder, I just wanted to document that there is another bunch of geese down here, along with a small duck, and I want to see who that duck is. Actually, it looks like it might be a coot. I thought I saw a white nose, but yeah, there's a bunch of geese down here in the yeah, that's a coot. That's a coot. So we got documentation of 1 American coot, and I'll try to get a photo of it so it's a little bit more clear, and a bunch of geese down here in the spring in the south pond. Yeah, I don't know if this view is going to be any better. I'll try to zoom in with my software. Anyway, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 geese and 1 Sspopiikimi American coot. So first coot back for the season. Out on the Old Man River. The river is a moving pile of slush and Slurpee this morning. Lots of slushy ice on the top of the water. Bunch of geese hanging out on the opposite shore from me here. Probably those are the geese that are going to stake out the pylons, the anchors of the high level bridge as their nesting ground, as a lot do. They look at the anchors as what they are for them, as islands in the river, which is a good place to set up nests to evade predators if there were only a little bit of soft material to help fortify the nest with. What they end up doing for the most part is plucking out a lot of their belly plumage to create the nest, but then the first good wind that we get, and we get a lot of wind here, their nest basically flies away, and then you have eggs sitting on concrete, and for the most part they don't work out. This is one of those areas where if we really cared about wildlife, we would keep them in mind when we build things like anchors for bridges in the rivers, and we would make them so that they were more conducive to supporting the nests that are going to be made there for sure. I'm listening for and looking for widgeons, and I'm not seeing or hearing any yet. Something that just came to mind to me as I was walking along, memory trigger, was that in the Blackfoot lore, coots and sora rails, who are closely related mud hens, the both of them, are said to migrate on the backs of geese. And you know, in the old days, the Sspopiikimi, the people that took care of beaver bundles, when they would train young people to observe and report on the migrating birds, one of the ways that they would differentiate between a migrating flock of geese and a flock of geese that is just moving from one local location to another is by checking the flock for the presence of sora rails or American coots. So I just thought that was interesting that we had a little family of Sspopiikimi, a little family of Canada geese here, and along with that family there is a single coot hanging out. So whether that stands as something that might be validating the Blackfoot lore, I don't know, but any case, it was just an idea that was triggered for me because I remember hearing that. Okay, so I am back at my vehicle now and just checking my pedometer. It says that the lap distance is 1.985, so basically 2 kilometers. And it took me 27 minutes to go around with pretty much just very, very short stops. So 2K for a normal round, a normal loop of the pond. I never tested that before to see what the actual distance was, so it's just something that I was interested in finding out. There are some other routes around the pond that I still want to chart, but now I got to get off to my meeting. I just did this just in time. I figured it would take me about a half hour, and it did, so off I go.